Welcome to Speak American English with Lyman Holton. We're going to go through this conversation 3 times. First, I'll read everything out loud in short pieces. When you see the text has been highlighted to yellow, repeat it out loud. Second, we start having our conversation. You read everything out loud for Kelly, and I read everything for Lyman. Third and final, we have the same conversation, but we switch sides. You'll still be Kelly. Kelly, have you ever thought about heading into the mountains and panning for gold? Panning for gold? That's quite an old-fashioned idea. Why? Are you seriously considering it? Absolutely. Imagine the thrill of finding your own gold nuggets. Just like the prospectors of the past. I'm not sure, Lyman. Do people still even do that? And where would we start? Yes, they do. I've researched it, and there are places. Where we can try. Plus, we can get a local guide. A local guide, huh? Okay, I'm willing to give it a try. But I don't really expect to strike it rich. That's the spirit, Kelly. It's not just about the gold. It's the adventure and the journey itself that's thrilling. Well, as long as we're in it together, I'm up for. A memorable experience. So, when do we start? That's great to hear, Kelly. We'll set off this weekend. And who knows? What treasures we'll uncover in the mountains. Speaking of treasures, have you ever heard any stories of people, striking it rich through gold panning recently? Well, not exactly striking it rich, but I've read about people finding small nuggets and flakes. It's more about the adventure. That's fascinating. It's like a journey back in time. What do we need to bring for this trip, Lyman? We'll need some basic equipment like pans, shovels, and sieves. Don't worry, the guide will help us learn how to use them. It sounds like we should dress for the outdoors. Can you check the weather forecast for the weekend? I'll do that. We should also consider camping gear. If we decide to stay for a couple of days. And what about food? I assume there won't be any restaurants out there in the wilderness. Good point. I'll plan for some camping meals and snacks. To keep us energized during our mountain adventure. Sounds good. If we tend to the details of the plan, this is going to be great. Gold or no gold. Sure, that's the secret to success here. I want this to be a memorable experience for both of us. As Lyman and Kelly continue discussing their upcoming gold panning adventure, they delve into the preparations needed. The anticipation grows. Secondly, we start having our conversation. You read everything out loud for Kelly, and I read everything for Lyman. Kelly, have you ever thought about heading into the mountains and panning for gold? Absolutely. Imagine the thrill of finding your own gold nuggets, just like the prospectors of the past. Yes, they do. I've researched it, and there are places where we can try. Plus, we can get a local guide. That's the spirit, Kelly. It's not just about the gold, it's the adventure and the journey itself that's thrilling. That's great to hear, Kelly. We'll set off this weekend, and who knows what treasures we'll uncover in the mountains. Well, not exactly striking it rich, but I've read about people finding small nuggets and flakes. It's more about the adventure. We'll need some basic equipment like pans, shovels, and sieves. Don't worry, the guide will help us learn how to use them. I'll do that. We should also consider camping gear if we decide to stay for a couple of days. Good point. I'll plan for some camping meals and snacks to keep us energized during our mountain adventure. Sure, that's the secret to success here. I want this to be a memorable experience for both of us.
As Lyman and Kelly continued discussing their upcoming gold panning adventure, they delve into the preparations needed. The anticipation grows.
Third and final, we have the same conversation, but we switch sides. You'll still be Kelly. Panning for gold? That's quite an old fashioned idea. Why, are you seriously considering it? I'm not sure, Kelly. Do people still even do that? And where would we start? A local guide, huh? Okay, I'm willing to give it a try, but I don't really expect to strike it rich. Well, as long as we're in it together, I'm up for a memorable experience. So, when do we start? Speaking of treasures, have you ever heard any stories of people striking it rich through gold panning recently? That's fascinating. It's like a journey back in time. What do we need to bring for this trip, Kelly? It sounds like we should dress for the outdoors. Can you check the weather forecast for the weekend? And what about food? I assume there won't be any restaurants out there in the wilderness. Sounds good. If we tend to the details of the plan, this is going to be great. Gold or no gold.
As Lyman and Kelly continued discussing their upcoming gold panning adventure, they delve into the preparations needed. The anticipation grows.